From the early days of aviation to the heights of modern aerospace dominance, Boeing has long been synonymous with American engineering prowess. For decades, the iconic brand stood as a pillar of the global aviation industry. When 2024, the company faced one of the most challenging years in its history, a year of financial turmoil, leadership crises, and technical challenges that have reshaped its trajectory. This is the story of Boeing's downfall in 2024. In the beginning of the year, Boeing's financial results were a stark reminder of how quickly fortunes can change. After a promising recovery from the devastating effects of COVID-19 pandemic, Boeing had entered 2024 with optimism, but that optimism was quickly shattered. Boeing's fourth quarter earnings from 2023 showed a 40% decline in revenue compared to the previous year. And in early 2024, they reported an additional drop, marking 3 consecutive quarters of losses. Their cash flow is bleeding at an alarming rate. Orders for the 737 MAX, which was supposed to be their recovery champion, were canceled by multiple airlines due to ongoing safety concerns and delivery delays. But the financial troubles were not just about poor sales. Boeing faced immense pressures due to cost overruns on defense contracts, a sector that had previously provided stability amidst commercial challenges. And next, they would face huge leadership crisis. Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun had announced his resignation, citing personal reasons, and would step down by the end of 2024. This marks a significant change in leadership for a troubled aerospace giant. Calhoun's departure amid these financial woes only intensified concerns among investors and industry insiders. Boeing appointed an interim CEO, but this abrupt change left many questioning the company's long-term direction. His leadership came under scrutiny after the mishandling of the 737 MAX crisis and delays with the 777X program. His resignation, whether for personal or strategic reasons, sent shockwaves through the company. Leadership changes at any large company are nothing new, but the leadership changes at Boeing and the timing of Calhoun's departure, combined with growing internal challenges among their finances beginning to fall apart and the stock taking a big blow, made the resignation particularly tumultuous. There were a lot of red flags and questions raised as to why he was really leaving, although it was said for personal reasons. And Boeing's struggles weren't only in finances and leadership, it was rooted deeply in technical and production challenges that had plagued the company for years. The 737 MAX, which was grounded in 2019 after 2 fatal crashes, continues to be a thorn in Boeing's side. Ongoing quality control issues and reports of software glitches had airlines seriously reconsidering their orders. The trust deficit between Boeing and the FAA was a major issue. We saw the grounding of several 737 MAX aircraft due to recurring electrical problems that Boeing seemed to be unable to permanently fix. In a panel in one case, and the emergency door in another case even came flying off their jets mid-flight. This caused an emergency landing both times and spooked many passengers, and again ended up in the media as another PR nightmare. And as all this was going on, 2 new jet programs, the 777X and the 787 Dreamliner, faced turbulence. The 777X program, once heralded as Boeing's next big thing, suffered repeated delays. In 2024, new challenges emerged with the FAA flagging additional concerns with its certification processes. Boeing, once lauded engineering reputation, seemed to be crumbling under the weight of mounting issues. For the Dreamliner, supply chain disruptions and quality problems forced Boeing to reduce production and delay deliveries. This sparked frustration among key customers like Emirates and Qatar Airways. And while this was all going on, as Boeing struggled, its European rival Airbus continued to gain market share. In 2024, Airbus capitalized on Boeing's woes, aggressively marketing their A320neo and A350 models to airlines reconsidering their orders. Some airline CEO lamented that Boeing's inability to stick to its delivery schedule and fix quality issues made it tough for them to stay loyal to them. Airbus, on the other hand, offered a more reliable timeline and better after-sales support. And Airbus wasn't the only competitor making waves. New entrants in the aviation industry, including manufacturers from China and Russia, started capturing market share in key regions, especially in Asia and Latin America. China's Comac C919 and Russia's MC21 made significant strides in ramping their operations, thanks to aggressive pricing and backing from their governments. This increased competition and put additional pressure on Boeing. In addition to the issues that were already going on, Boeing faced mounting legal challenges. The aftermath of the 737 MAX crisis continued to haunt the company, with multiple lawsuits from victims' families still unresolved. Boeing's liability issues are not just financial, they're about restoring public trust. In 2024, they faced new lawsuits over claims of negligence and misleading safety standards, with plaintiffs demanding billions in compensation. This landed them on Capitol Hill in front of Congress. And while Congress cracked down on them, the FAA were also increasing their scrutiny. In June, the FAA imposed additional fines on Boeing for ongoing compliance failures and poor reporting practices. Congressional hearings delved into what some lawmakers described as a culture of complacency at the company, and it seems they were right. Boeing's internal problems were not just technical, they were also certainly cultural. A series of whistleblower reports within Boeing revealed significant dissatisfaction among its workforce. Former engineers came out in the public and explained how they had pressured to meet unrealistic deadlines that also put the safety and quality of the engineering that was needed to be done to meet the FAA's requirements. This, combined with a lack of transparency from management, were looking to sweep this all under the rug, create a toxic work environment. Many skilled engineers left, citing burnout and frustration. And what did this lead to? Strikes. 2024 was a year of strikes and protests at Boeing factories. Workers demanded better wages, improved working conditions, and a stronger voice in how the company was managed. As 2024 drew to a close, Boeing faced the daunting challenge of reinventing itself to survive. Analysts pointed out the need for sweeping changes in its leadership, culture, and strategy altogether. But with trust eroded, finances in the red, and competitors gaining ground, Boeing's path to redemption seemed loaded with difficulties. The downfall of Boeing in 2024 was not the result of one issue, but a culmination and compounding effect of multiple missteps, crises, and lost trust. Boeing became a fleeting image of the once iconic and biggest and most successful aerospace companies in the world. Whether the company can rise from the ashes and reclaim its former glory remains an open question. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed.